Hi guys, I wanted to bring you a short video on how to read the Bible. So some people don't know how to read or go to a certain text. So if I said like turn to John 3:16, you'd be like, say that again, what? Right? Because some people don't know. Hey, if you never read the Bible, then you won't know. So here's a little tutorial. So here's the Bible. In the front is the contents, and so there's 66 books in the Bible. It's divided by Old Testament, New Testament, right? Old Testament is before Christ. New Testament goes on to the birth of Christ and his life and his death, resurrection, and all the apostles building churches and then writing their letters. So, and then Revelations, end time prophecy. So that's kind of just a small summary of those contents in the Bible. So again, New Testament, Old Testament. Now you won't know exactly where all the books are, so you go to the table of contents. If somebody says turn to John 3:16, then you go to the table of contents. You would look up John. It'll tell you the page. You go to John. You go to the page, and let's say chapter 3. So that would be each. There's chapters in the book. 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you go to chapter 3, and then each chapter has its own verses. So then in chapter 3, there will be verses numbered 1 through whatever the number is. And then you go to 16, verse 16, and that's the text that's being read when somebody says, go to John 3:16. And so that's how you turn to something specific. So then that's just kind of a simple way of knowing where to go when you're directed to go there. So you should practice. Try looking up Psalms 119, verse 10. And so then you can go and do that and go to the table of contents, find the book of Psalms, turn to that page, look up chapter 119, and then you look up within that chapter, verse number 10. And that's how you do it. And then practice makes perfect. As you look up the separate books, you'll start to understand, oh, well, this is more towards the front of the Bible, or this is more towards the back of the Bible. And you'll see a pattern. You'll start to notice, and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's more in the beginning, and then that's more in the end. And it'll make it easier. Each and every time will get easier and easier. So I encourage you to read your word, and it will get easier. Now, some people don't know where to read in the Bible. So if you're a new believer, most of the time what would be a good place to start would be the Gospels, which is the birth and the life of Jesus, his death and resurrection. So if we're Christians, we're Christ-like, we want to be like Christ. So learning about how he lived on this earth and what he taught is always beneficial. And so I encourage people to start in the Gospels and then ask the Lord, to lead you. Psalms is always a nice place to just read. If you open up Psalms, they're kind of short. Some of them are short, some of them are long, but you can just read a couple verses in the Psalms. They're always very encouraging. Some of them, they're kind of like, worship or seeking God's heart and things like that. So Psalms are always nice, especially before bed. I like to read Psalms. I think I just go back and forth sometimes and read 1 or 2 Psalms and meditate on them because they're just beautiful. They're beautiful. So yeah, get in your word, open it up. There's a lot to discover in here. And like always, if anybody ever needs a Bible, please message me. I will send you a Bible, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is a beautiful thing. You'll get it in 2 days to your house. Okay, so if you need a Bible, message me and I'll be glad to send you one. Also, meant to add, there are different versions of the Bible. So there's a New King James Version. Well, there's King James Version, there's New King James Version, there's the New Living Translation, there's the New International Version, and these are some of the most popular. Now there's also the Message Bible and the Passion Bible and the Christian Standard Version, something like that. Anyways, there's so many different translations. So what Bible do you read? Right? So it's always good to have one of the closer to original versions, which is the King James Version, I will say I would recommend the New King James Version because the language is a little easier. It's not the thee and the thou and things like that that are more difficult to read through. So I would say keep a New King James Version, but also a New Living Translation or a New International Version is nice to read as well. Now, I always go back to my New King James Version when I really like a verse and I want to just get more depth on it. Read the New Living Translation, go back to my New King James Version and compare. There's nothing wrong with comparing. There's nothing wrong with digging deeper. It's how we study the word. So if it's easier, I would say even in your Bible app, if you go in your Bible app, if you go download the Bible in the App Store, if you go to read, click on read, at the top, there will be books. If you click on the books, you can see all the books of the Bible. If you click next to the books is the translations. So it has all the translations I think that exist. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm advertising for the Holy Bible here, but I mean for the Bible app. But you can read between, let's say you are not sure whether you want the New Living Translation, New International Version. You can read the two and compare it and see which one you like better. So go into your Bible app, Holy Bible, in the App Store. You can go on click on the translations and click on a translation that you are thinking about. So if, like I said, New Living Translation, New International Version, New King James Version, you can read between all of them and compare. And so yeah, that's what I would say to do. And that, you know, as long as you're getting to reading the Bible, that's all that's important. So don't let anybody discourage you. If they say no, you can only read this one version. I'm a firm believer in just read the Bible, you know, and of course you can compare that text. Let's say it's a different version with the more original version. I would encourage that because then you get more depth. All right. Well, God bless you all again, and I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please message me. All right. Have a good rest of the day. Bye.